Alright, this is the last assessment. This is the standing posture assessment. So when you're standing or doing any of the exercises, it's very important to keep your posture in good alignment so all of the muscles are doing their jobs, especially the muscles underneath your muscles, all the functional muscles. Because if you're rotated or twisted, you could hijack and use a lot of the outside superficial muscles in your neck and shoulder, or on one side, or on your hip and back. So really important to notice also. I lifted up one leg here so you can see the hyperextension in the knees. First, let's start with your posture being very good. I'm going to stand sideways. So have your feet relatively straight ahead. They could be slightly out. You want to feel the knees, slight bend in the knees so they're not locked out. Slight bend in the knees. The powerful muscles in your legs are slightly rotated outward. Go up to your pelvis, and there's a natural curve in your lower back right here. You don't want to have a tucked or rotated or overly arched pelvis. Okay, so keep a good position in your lower back. Then you come up to your rib cage. Notice your rib cage. If it might be distended like this, you want to keep it pulled in. If it's slightly rounded like this, you want to lengthen it up and keep it even so it's not twisted or rotated or elevated on one side. Shoulders down and even just by rolling the shoulders back a little. Thumbs are facing forward instead of the back of the hands. And you tip the chin low so the head's atop the spine. So this probably feels pretty strange if you're not used to it. Feel the weight into your heels, and the muscles in your feet are pulling up and in, creating a small natural arch. So you want to do this obviously barefoot or with socks on. Alright, now let's get a fresh assessment of your posture. So to do that, let's go ahead and forget about the really good posture and just, step in place like this. Just relax, and then just stand like you normally stand, okay? I'm going to show you how I normally stand as we go through this. So, notice, do you have more pressure in your left leg or your right leg? I notice I have more pressure in my left leg. Go up to your knees. Notice if your knees are hyperextended, or one of them is hyperextended, going behind itself like that. See if you have one or both of your feet rotated outward more than the other, or inward more than another. Go up to your pelvis now and notice what kind of pelvis do you have. Do you have an arched back, condition 1? Do you have an arched back with your hips forward? That's even more severe pain on your back. Do you have condition 2, which is an elevated? Sometimes when the knee locks out, one hip goes up higher, right? Like that. Or it goes more forward, rotated forward. Or does it tuck under and have a flat back with no natural curve to it? Then you go up to your rib cage. If your shoulders are rounded forward, your thoracic area, your rib cage is compressed and contracted. Notice if it's rotated one side or the other. And then lastly, check your shoulders and your hand position. Are they forward, one lower than the other? Shoulders even or not? You might take a look in the mirror. And the last part is the head. Is the head to the side, one side or the other, forward? You want to take notice of that. When I'm standing naturally, I lock my left leg out, arch my back, my hips go forward. It's a mess, a hot mess. So I have to continually remember to adjust my pelvis towards neutral, unlock my knees by bending them slightly to have the weight in the heels. Shoulders back, rib cage in, and chin tip low. That takes constant practice to sit, drive, walk, do cardio, everything in proper alignment. And I've been practicing this quite a while, and I still have to pay attention so my knee and my back does not hurt, okay? Later on, we'll be doing different things other than standing posture. lying, seated, standing, all types of functional things that you'll do throughout the day. But essentially, notice all the details of the posture and do your best to optimize it. It doesn't have to physically, structurally go to center perfect, but as long as it's going in that direction and you're feeling more pain-free, you're feeling more ease and comfort in all the movements that you do. So when you do any of the exercises or assessments, you might see that you favor one side over another. And the idea is to just become aware of that and bring balance back into your practice. Okay?